Hello and welcome to the video on how to create the bike link assembly. So I've already got my assembly here. If you don't have this assembly tab, you can come over here and go to create assembly and it'll pop up right over here. You can move it to wherever you want along here. And I'm going to just go ahead and, oops, not delete it. I guess it won't undelete that. So, there we go. I meant to rename it. And we're gonna call this bike link assembly. So, I have 5 steps. Okay, so what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna create an insert. So first thing I need to do is insert all of my parts. And if you'll notice, it named them here for the tabs, but over here it didn't name the actual parts. So if I do that, this makes it easier. So I can go back to here and I can rename this one bike link, or actually, you know what? I'm just gonna type wheel. And then I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to type lower. Whoops. I got to rename it. Lower link. And even that, see how even though they're named here, they're not named for the part. So I'm going to say rename upper link. Now, when I go back to my assembly, boom, they're named here so I can keep track of them. And what happened is, so I've got my origin here, and whenever I move these around, this covers up that other one. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna scoot these now out of the way because I created them on basically the same spot in the same plane. So I'm gonna move these back and move them around so you can see, like, I still want my origin to be in the center of my object. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. And they all are kind of a different shade of gray. You could do it all kinds of different colors. You can do whatever you want. So step 1 was inserting them. Step 2 is to take the part that needs to be, so I don't want this to move. I want this base to stay still. So I'm gonna right click here and go to fix. Now this part won't move, but all of these still will, okay? So now I need to put this together. So I'm gonna start with Revolute, and I'm gonna choose the bottom of this to the bottom of this. Okay, so they line up just like that. And if they come in like this, all you have to do is flip them, okay? And I'm gonna hit check. And now you can see that this moves. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to Revolute mate my bottom link. So from, let's see, let's go over here. From the bottom here to the bottom here. And I'll hit check. Now this one, whoops, let's go away. Now this one rotates and this one rotates. Okay? Now I'm going to create 2 revolutes. So I'm going to match the bottom of this to the bottom of this, check. And then I'm going to choose the bottom of this to the bottom of this. Oops. There we go. And I hit check. Now, what I want you to see is this now is all attached, and I told you that the pegs were 3/8 of an inch and the holes were 7/16. This leaves us a 1/32 inch space around these. That's called the tolerance. And if you made this in real life, these would wiggle so they actually moved, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, are you ready? Here we go. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna turn it around, and it looks, if I look at it this way, Go back. If I look at it this way, it looks like if this is the upper thigh of a person and this is their lower leg, and then their foot is attached to the pedal, this looks like a little bicyclist or a bike link. You could also do this similar thing for a train. So if you wanted to make a train this way, you could do that also. It's a little bit different for the train, but that would be, you know, an idea of how these links fit together. Okay, and that is the assembly. Now what I want to do is I want to put it in a view that I can see it. And I'm going to, on my wheel, you have to make sure you choose the wheel. So if I move around, you can see this first revolute. And I'm even going to rename this wheel. That way, when I right click on this and I go to animate and I hit play, there is my motion. And you can change your number of steps to make it go faster. I made it 50 instead of 300, and now it moves faster. And you can choose the number, like let's say make this 1080, and I hit play, and then it won't go back and forth, it'll just go forward and then back. And so since I made my degrees faster or higher, I can slow it down by adding more numbers here. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a Snagit video of this, and then you're all done. Thank you.